Hi, Andrew Bell here with you, and I hope all's well in your world. We read constantly about the rising prices in real estate, and it most definitely puts a smile on the face of property owners, but of course it does draw the interest and attention of market commentators, with usually a lot of focus on housing affordability. Well, the most recent report from the Adelaide Bank REA Affordability report may surprise some of those commentators, where it shows an overall improvement in housing affordability in the June quarter. The report shows that the proportion of median family income required to meet the average loan repayments was 30.3%. Now that was a decrease of 0.5 during the June quarter, and it was down 0.6% compared to a year ago. Two reasons, and the first was the further drops in interest rates, and of course the second is rising incomes. We know New South Wales in particular, Sydney, has experienced the strongest surge in prices, and it was in fact the only state or territory that recorded a decline in housing affordability. And that's kept the title, or Sydney's kept the title, as the most unaffordable state or territory for most home buyers. Pleasingly, the report also shows rental affordability also improved over the quarter, with 25% of median income now required to pay median rent. We of course also have the latest figures from the Australian Bureau of Statistics in relation to housing lending. In trend terms, the number of owner-occupier finance commitments increased by 0.5%. And whilst down slightly on the increased previous months of 0.6% in trend terms, the number of owner-occupier finance commitments increased by 1%. The report also shows the number of new dwelling purchases increased by 0.6%, whilst new dwelling construction declined by 0.5%. And the purchase of established properties, that is resale properties, increased by 0.6%. For the first time in quite some time, the value of investment housing decreased by 0.2%, perhaps reflecting now the macro-prudential measures introduced recently that are having an impact on investor activity. There is only a marginal increase in the first home buyers activity, with those buyers increasing from 15.4% of all purchases to 15.7%. What these lending figures are showing is that while the market is still steady, and with the slowdown in investor activity starting to show itself, there certainly shouldn't be any concerns by Reserve Bank or whatever of overheating intensifying in the market. Perhaps the only concern is that the average home loan grew by 15.4% over the past year. Part of the reason for that is that the low interest rate means people can actually borrow larger amounts of money due to the improved serviceability. Another observation is the slowdown in investor activity, where, for example, the value of investment loans has now fallen for 3 out of the 4 past months. This means there may be a tendency for some developers not to proceed with their development or scale them back, which could see us see a slowdown in the supply of new housing. Now, the latest figures certainly may well reflect a solid finish to 2015, and that's certainly reflected from our own sales activity, where we see really strong activity in the sub $1 million bracket, but pleasingly we're starting to see strong increase in activity through the $1 million plus bracket. Now don't forget, we have our upcoming event program, which encompasses the entire month of January. It's the biggest real estate promotion in the country, and a superb way to spotlight Gold Coast properties that are for sale in January. Bookings for that program are certainly rolling in, but there are a limited number of properties that can participate. So it's a case of first in, best dressed. So we have details of our hotline on the screen right now. Don't hesitate to call if you'd like to get the latest information about the event. If you're thinking of selling, please give us a call. Well, have a great fortnight ahead. Best wishes for now, and see you in a fortnight.